again, everyone. I'm Paul the Nitro Skywers, and welcome to this edition of the Nitro Corner. Today is Friday, and it's time for part one of our weekend report. On a programming note, make sure you tune in to the special 1CW update loaded on today on the Rest 101 channel for the big show coming November 26th. But I digress. Let's get back into the weekend report. I'll start with the Monday Night Raw report, then the Impact report, which was a pretty huge show, and then my Nitro opinion about perseverance in the world of professional wrestling. So let's begin with the Monday Night Raw report from Mexico City. It began, of course, with our new interim GM, John Laurinaitis, once again walking big and bad and bold down the ringside, and he had to eat a little crow because he apologized to JR for firing him, and that he was rehired in the WWE, but not as a commentator, though. He put JR in a tag match, of all things, teaming up with John Cena to battle it out with Alberto Del Rio and the biggest pain in the ass I've ever seen in my life, Michael Cole. Once again, Cole, yep, running your mouth again gets you into more trouble. Of course, JR is not a wrestler, but he can take care of Michael Cole. Hell, I can take care of Michael Cole. I digress once again. Next up, a six-man tag team matchup as Mark Henry, Cody Rhodes, and Christian defeated John Morrison, Sheamus, and Randy Orton. It seemed like a mild upset to me, but when you have the proprietor of the Hall of Fame and the World Heavyweight Champion, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, is your partner, it makes things life a little easier for that team. So congratulations to the Mark Henry's team for picking up the win. Next up, Eve Torres defeated Natalya this week and built momentum towards her title match at Vengeance against Beth Phoenix. And I'll have more information about Vengeance as part of the booking sheet later on in the show. Next up, CM Punk scored a win over The Miz. Great win for CM Punk as they look forward to the tag team match where CM Punk will team up with Triple H. Again, I still can't believe to this very day I am saying that, but I am saying it. CM Punk and Triple H as a tag team. I hate that. I'm sorry. I have to say it for truth as they take on R-Truth and The Miz. And then Mr. John Laurinaitis, Mr. Big and Bad and Bold, tells Triple H, "Hey, Triple H, your papers aren't in order here, pal. You gotta leave the arena and leave Mexico." Oh, please. I wonder how that happened. Nice dealing with papers, huh, Mr. Laurinaitis? You jerk. Whatever. Next up, Zack Ryder defeated Jack Swagger, the Long Island Iced Tea, once again on a roll, and that seems to suit his gimmick very well. Long Island Iced Tea himself, Zack Ryder. And then, Jack Swagger, Bobby and Jack Swagger. Next up, Dolph Ziggler defeated Mason Ryan by disqualification as Mason Ryan beat the living crap out of Dolph Ziggler, the United States Heavyweight Champion. And then in the main event, John Cena and JR defeat Michael Cole and Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio left his partner yet again. Boy, that seems like a trend for you, huh, Alberto? Well, I would leave Michael Cole's candy ass in the ring. Cole with that ridiculous-looking amateur wrestling tights tapped out the JR. That was brilliant. And because of that win, John Cena can pick the stipulation for their upcoming title match, and it will be a last man standing match at Vengeance. And that ended Raw. For this past week, it looked more subdued than the ridiculousness of last week, although I have to see John Laurinaitis, our interim GM, Road Warrior Animal's brother each and every week. We'll just have to see what happens down the road. A little subdued this week for Raw. Now on to Impact this past week. It all kicked off with Sting and Hulk Hogan coming out there showing their respect for each other, and Sting accomplishing both goals, returning TNA back to Dixie Carter and bringing back Hulk Hogan. Hogan, of course, I'll give credit to Hulk Hogan. He blamed himself for all those bad years that he had trying to play politics and stuff like that. At least he owned up to it, so I'll give him some respect for that. Dixie Carter comes out and states that she is going to be working hard to get TNA back to the top of the promotion, but she had admitted that she's going to have to be spending more time at headquarters and named Sting as the sort of commissioner of TNA for day-to-day operations. Sting gladly accepted that. And I welcome aboard Sting as our commissioner of TNA. And after that, Kurt Angle comes out there, our Olympic gold medalist, the man that screwed Robert Roode out of the world's heavyweight title. He comes out there and says, "That Dixie Carter, you lied to me, Dixie. You lied to me and made me look like a jackass," and all that type of crap. You know what, Kurt? The only person that makes a jackass is yourself, Mr. Olympic hero. Then Bobby Roode comes out there and says, "That is BS, man. You screwed me. That's BS. I want my rematch." Well, Kurt decides to play the old Smoky Mountain Magic. It says, "Hey, Bobby, if you didn't read the fine print in the contract, you only got one shot at it, and that was Bound for Glory." Really, Kurt? Really weaving that Smoky Mountain wrestling magic that you do? What a chicken you are. You're such a chicken, Kurt. You couldn't beat Bobby Roode on your best day. Then the Tennessee Cowboy, James Storr, comes out there and says, "Well, since you screwed around with Robert Roode and all these fans, we have a problem." So he wanted a title shot, so as commissioner, initially Sting gave Roode permission for the rematch before Kurt weaved that Smoky Mountain wrestling magic that he does so well. And then he decides, okay, James Storr will get a rematch from last week's Impact for the world's title against Kurt Angle later on in the show. And believe me, this was a good one. Wait till the end, a little bit later on in this report, I'll tell you all about the nice little surprise. Next up, Tara and Miss Tessmacher defeated Angelina Love and Winner to remain TNA Knockout Tag Team Champions. I hope they do more with this team. They are very good as a tag team champions. Next up, the King of the Mountain. Oh, I invented TNA. Jeff Jarrett, living off his daddy's laurels, calls out Jeffrey Nero Hardy. Oh, great, Jeff. Real nice mentioning his middle name. Ain't that none of your business? And he gives him a choice. Ooh, he gives him a choice. Wow. He says either to put down the microphone, walk up the apron and leave, or suffer the consequences. Oh, really? Well, Jeff Hardy says the only reason why you're saying that is because these people are behind me and that he's made a decision. He's going to stay and he's going to fight Jeff Jarrett. And they did fight until security broke it up. It was a good fight. Next up, the Monster Abyss defeated Gunner by countout. Abyss is looking forward to getting revenge on all members of Immortal. He's certainly on the right track by beating Gunner on a countout. Next up, Eric Bischoff, crying over spilled milk, comes out there and says, "I'll deal with my punk kid later," meaning his son, referee Jameson James, or whatever his fictional name was, is really Garrett Bischoff, Eric's son. So he's a punk now. Oh, that's real nice. Great family ties, Eric. And he says, "I want Hulk Hogan out here now." And then Hogan comes out there. Eric Bischoff says, "How dare you turn your back on me? How dare you turn your back on Immortal?" Yeah, Bully Ray comes out there. "How dare you? Stay out of it, Bully Ray." Anyway, Eric Bischoff says, "How dare you?" Smacks Hogan across the face. Hogan with the classic, "Yeah, brother." And Bischoff begins to back out till Immortal comes to the ring. Well, Sting has two baseball bats. Comes in from the other side. They have a standoff. Immortal leaves. But as Eric Bischoff comes out, "I'll get you, Hogan. You will regret that day." Out comes Eric's son, Garrett Bischoff. And Bischoff turns around thinking he's all big and bad and bold. He says, "You get back there. You son of a bleep Get back there. And Garrett just popped him right in the mouth. Knocked him cold out on the rampway. Eric Bischoff lying there face first in his own piss and blood and whatever. Well, Eric definitely learned his lesson on that particular day, as he told Eric, "Screw you, Eric, screw you." Brilliant. Next up, my girl, my boo, as I like to say, Velvet Sky coming out there thanking the fans. Well, we thank you, Velvet, for winning the Knockouts title. Thank you, Lord. And really being appreciative, that's a champion for you. Take notes. And then here comes Karen Angle. You know, she doesn't learn from the last time. Really coming out there saying, "How dare you embarrass me? You think you're some type of champion? You're trash. You're scum. I'm sick of you, blah, blah, blah." Like, shut up, Karen. Please just shut up. Shut up. Belle was like, "Really? Really?" I was like, "Nice. I like that." Well, Karen's like, "Well, I'm going to make your life a living hell." "Oh, really? Why you need more help? Why don't you just do it yourself, Karen?" Out comes Madison Rainbow. Really, it was a setup, because from the other side of the ring comes former WWE Diva and TNA Knockouts champion Gail Kim, knocking Velvet down, really putting the boots to her. I did not like that. Yeah, it takes 3 of you, didn't you, Karen? 3 of you. Really? I mean, really. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be a little biased here. Velvet's going to come back and whoop your butt. That's going to be a great matchup with Gail Kim versus Velvet Sky. My girl is going to take it to you. And Karen, Miss, yep, you're trash, you're scum. I'm going to make your life a living hell. Whatever, Karen. Velvet's going to come right after you and take care of business. We're talking some serious business. And then, as I promised, a big surprise in the main event, we got a brand new TNA World Heavyweight Champion as the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm defeats Kurt Angle with a super kick to the chops. Hook the leg, 1, 2, 3. It is over. We have a new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Pop open a cold one for the Cowboy James Storm, and congratulations to him. Certainly, this is going to make a major impact on the Nitro Top 10 tomorrow. And that was Impact for this past week. Impact was tremendous. Another A+ effort for TNA. I am very excited for the future of TNA. Now it's time for the Nitro Opinion. Let me talk about perseverance in professional wrestling. As I mentioned, we have 2 new champions in TNA, and they certainly define what perseverance and hard work is all about. The Tennessee Cowboy James Storm becoming TNA World Heavyweight Champion, beating Kurt Angle. Whether the critics like it or not, I could care less about critics. Critics, only thing they do is write and talk trash about people that do a good job when they really can't flip burgers for a living. But I digress. James Storm was there from day one. Day one. And now he is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He has won tag team belts with Wildcat Chris Harris as America's Most Wanted. Then he went to Beer Money with Robert Roode and really established probably one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and now the TNA World Heavyweight Champion on his first ever try. He nailed him, Kurt, right in the mouth, right in the chops with that super kick, hook the leg. He never gave up. He never gave up. He persevered throughout his career and in that matchup, and it really paid off. Congratulations to him on winning the TNA World Heavyweight title. And then there's Velvet Sky. Yeah, she may have made some mistakes in the past, but my girl, Velvet Sky, persevered, beat 3 women. 3 women! Madison Rain, winner, and Mickie James to become women's champion in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That is perseverance, people. Velvet Sky is going to make a great champion in TNA, my girl. Right here, keeping it real, keeping it strong. Velvet Sky. Two great champions, truly deserving of their titles that they won this past week. And that is the Nitro Opinion for this week. And that is it for this edition of the Nitro Corners Weekend Report Part 1. Tomorrow, Part 2 of the Weekend Report for SmackDown and for the Nitro Top 10. And then Sunday, the Classic Match of the Week. And, as I mentioned, the return of the booking sheet for WWE Vengeance. Until tomorrow, I'm Paul the Nitro Skyver saying, so long, everybody.